15, another kind of a newbie one here, right? Preparing for a cookieless future. All right. Now, I'm not talking about chocolate chip cookies or oatmeal cookies and whatnot. We're talking about our small data files that are used by websites to track and remember certain information about users. You've probably heard these before. I'm gonna give you a little bit more of an understanding of what they are. Most common types of cookies are known as first-party cookies and third-party cookies. First-party cookies the origin is from the website that you're on right now, right? And the purpose is they're used to remember things like your login details, maybe a language preference or a location preference if you've picked one. Other personal settings might be on there. And these play a significant role in providing a really smooth user experience. They're considered more privacy friendly as they're managed by the site the user chose to visit, okay? So first-party cookies are pretty benign. Again, they're primarily used to help you have a better experience on the website you chose to visit to begin with, okay? Third-party cookies, on the other hand, these are the ones that people don't like, okay? These are set by domains other than the one you're currently visiting. Happens when a website incorporates elements from other sites like advertisements, chat services, social media plugins as well. The purpose of third-party cookies are mainly used for tracking your browsing activity to see where you've been around the web and to collect information about your interests and behaviors, right? So as you go around the web and you visit different websites, there are tracking cookies that know, hey, you visited this jet website and you visited this jet website and you visited this astronomy site and that astronomy and this science site. So what do? Now they know you like the jets and you like science and you like, you're looking for homes and you like houses. Well, guess what? By tracking you throughout your world that you visit, they are getting a handle on what you like, what you do, what you know. And advertisers can use these cookies to track your behavior across different sites and then deliver targeted ads that they believe are relevant to you. So by looking at your interest levels, looking at, are you a shopper? Are you a lurker? Looking at what you do and how you interact with these other websites, they're tracking you. They can now deliver ads and information to you that would more likely be relevant to what you want. These are commonly used in retargeting campaigns. That you ever go to a website and then for the next like few days, that website looks like it's following you around on the web somewhere, right? You wind up seeing that website or their logos everywhere you go on your mobile device and within your Facebook ads and whatever else. These are because of these third-party cookies. Ads for products and services just keep showing up on sites that are kind of unrelated to the website. Maybe you go to a website you've never been to before, and there's an ad for a website you visited earlier in the day or earlier in the week. That's because of third-party cookies. And so there's privacy concerns here, right? They've raised privacy concerns and are often subject to stricter controls. Some web browsers are starting to block third-party cookies by default due to privacy issues. Now, I didn't put it in here, but some of you may ask, well, what happened to second-party cookies? Well, second-party cookies are typically when a first-party cookie sells that information to another party. That becomes a second party, but it's not for tracking purposes. It's more for like, when you get those privacy policies and the user says, we do not sell your information to other parties, that kind of thing. If they did, that would be kind of like a second party cookie, but we don't really hear about those much these days, just the first party and the third party. So first party is the site you're on, putting information on your website so they can better, interact with you and make sure that if they remember your username and those kind of things. Third party cookies are used by others to track your movement around the web and then to feed up ads for you. Okay, so what's going on? Why should we be concerned about this? Well, starting this quarter, Google's going to start disabling third-party cookies for 1% of their users. And they're going to have this phased approach to disable third-party cookies for all users before the end of 2024. And so they've prepared a guide to help you prepare for the end of third-party cookies. Now, if you are not doing any of this, then you probably don't need to worry too much about it. If you're not using cookies to retarget, remarket, that kind of thing, it's probably not going to be a big deal. But if you are doing anything with cookies, if you're putting cookies on websites and you're using them to track or remarket to people that have been to your site on sites that they've never been on before, then you want to go take a look at that URL right there from Google and get an idea of what's involved, what the timing of it all is, and just kind of figure out a little bit about, come on. There we go. So they're testing things a little bit here. And the goal really is to improve your privacy to keep from people um just following you around. Maybe you don't want to be. Again, it's really just, it's more about privacy. Okay, so I'll go ahead and check that out. It's a really long article there, but their goal is to reduce cross-site tracking while still enabling the functionality that keeps online content and services freely accessible by everyone. So it's definitely something to kind of keep in mind. How do you get ready for this? Well, understand what cookies you have. You can audit your current cookies by using the Chrome DevTool Issues panel and selecting the Warnings tab. But you could also do this. Like if I go to, here's a client, I'm going to go to, one way to find what cookies are on for your website, if you right mouse, this is Chrome. If I click on here, there's cookies and site data. When I click on that and say manage on-device site data, well, there's cookies set by the company itself. And then these are data embedded from other sites. So look, there's Google Analytics, Google. Actually, let me get off of, let me go to, so, that other browser is, I haven't been on that one very long because that was my other email address. Let me go back to this company here and right mouse click again, cookies and site data, because I've been on this one a little bit longer. Look at all this, right? So they've got, like, you see chat Apex Live. That's their chat program here. So that's it. DoubleClick is the biggest, one of the biggest third-party things. That's Google's sort of advertising platform. They follow you everywhere. TCTM, Facebook, Userway is their usability, their ADA compliance. So we'll talk about that a little bit. Clarity is a Microsoft tool. YouTube, because they have YouTube videos on here. Gravatar, they're using that. Gstat. I mean, there's all of these cookies sitting. These are from all different websites. Some of these are tracking. Some of these are like the Facebook ones. They have a Facebook pixel that's tracking. Every time you hit the site from Facebook, boom, they know that Facebook knows you've been here. So a lot of cookies here. You can delete them if you don't want them. You can just delete them out. Like, let's say if I go ahead and delete out the Userway one, hit done. Well, okay, guess what? If I refresh the page because I visited it again, and I go back to that cookies and settings, I probably will find it again. There it is. There's Apex. Userway. No, I don't see it now. I probably have to just refresh the page again. Anyway, you can remove them, and then when you get back and refresh the page, it should automatically add them all back in. So that's how you can check what cookies you have from a particular website on your site. So there are some functionalities that break when third-party cookies are going to be disabled. If there are, you want to look to the provider to find if there are changes that you need to make, or if those changes will be made directly by the provider. So again, if you're using a third-party tool to do some advertising on other websites, and when people hit your website, you're kind of putting these third-party tracking tools on them, you have to understand what's going on there. So understanding it's going to help you take your next step. So again, this is sort of kind of, it's coming right now, right? It's happening now. And if you're using cookies for either tracking purposes, or if you're using them for helping users in the first party side of things, you want to make sure that you know what's going on. You want to make sure that if you're paying somebody to do advertising and, have this all going out, that you see if this is going to have an impact on what you're going to wind up getting found for, what's going to get paid for, and whatnot. A lot of this information came from a fantastic article from Focus Agency Group called 15 Top SEO Trends for 2024. Honestly, it was the best article that I read when I was doing all of my research on this, okay? Fantastic article, really well written, really good detail. I highly encourage you guys to check that out on your own if you want more info. So how do you prepare for this? Well, collect better first-party data, right? So by doing this, what we're talking about is when people hit your website, be sure you implement website forms and registrations to collect their essential info, right? Their name, their email, other contact details. You also can gain permission to send personalized newsletters, promotional offers, customer satisfaction surveys. These are things that you want to do with these forms now, right? To get the approval of people who have visited your website so that you can kind of keep them in your list, keep them motivated. Offer incentives to your customers, such as discounts, to help encourage them to complete these forms. Implement a CRM, a customer relationship management tool, to centralize your customer data from various sources, such as your website, purchase history, maybe customer service interactions if you have an actual physical store. You want to have them in one place, so all that content is in one place. And then you can use that data to understand your customers' behaviors, their preferences, the things they like and don't like, and so on. Try using customer surveys and other kinds of feedback forms to get direct feedback from customers about their experiences, about their preferences, and about their pain points that brought them to you. That'll help you identify areas for improvement or to enhance user experience and customer satisfaction. Loyalty programs are also, we see a lot of people doing this anyway, but use loyalty programs to encourage repeat business and then collect valuable customer data about what they like, what they come back for, how often they come back. You think about Amazon, right? Amazon, a lot of people have like subscriptions, right? So if you always buy like I always get McCafe K-Cups, and they get a 96 pack, and they last me about a month and a half or so, 2 months, depending on who's there in the house. And every now and then I'll get a message from Amazon saying, "Hey, it might be time for you to, get your McCafe coffee. Do you want to do it?" They also have subscriptions, right? You get a discount if you set up a subscription that you can kind of keep getting that same thing over and over again in your house. This is that idea of understanding their customers, having a loyalty program in the form of, a discount for repeat business, because you're going to be a more loyal, valuable customer if you're going to keep buying something. And so you want to see, well, how can you do that in your own business, right? What kind of loyalty programs or other things that can you do for your customers that can keep them coming back, and how you can reward them with, offers or benefits, personalized recommendations. Like for my meetup group, right? One of the things I give you guys 20% off on my stuff, right? Sometimes more, kind of just depends. It's a loyalty thing. I appreciate you guys being a part of this, coming out, supporting me, all that kind of fun stuff. So that's my offer to you guys. You get discounts on my training, you get discounts on my consulting pricing, and so on. And then analyze other customer service interactions. Maybe they're in live, face-to-face in a store. Maybe they're in, I don't know, sometimes you see like Zoom calls. People do conversations in Zoom. But look at these interactions, gain insights into their customer issues, product feedback, other areas for improvement, and then use that to enhance your customer support and your product quality. Again, great information from that Focus Agency article from there.